This is the lesson 8.1 visual summary. So the library charges $1 to use the copier and then 50 cents for each page that we copy. So first it's asking me to name the quantities that change in the problem. So one thing that changes is the number of pages. And then the other thing that's going to change is the cost. So name the quantities that remain the same in the problem. Two things that are the same is they charge me $1 to use the copier, and then they also charge 50 cents per page. So those remain the same. When they ask which quantity depends on the other, you're looking at these two that change. So the cost depends on the number of pages that I'm going to copy. So if I say it like that, the cost depends, that's my dependent variable. So which quantity depends on the other? The cost depends on the pages. That means this is my independent. So right here, I see this is independent. That's always my X values in a table. Remember earlier in the year, this, my total cost. The cost depends on it, so that's my dependent variable. That's my Y column of my table. So now it's telling me to complete the table. So every single time they charge me $1 just to use the copier, so that's a flat fee. And then they charge me 50 cents per page, so if I do one page, altogether it would cost me $1.50. If I did 2 pages, it would cost me $1 plus 50 cents for each page. So altogether it would be $2. Now this doesn't just go up in order always, we have to check. So here, if the total was $3.50, let's make sure that makes sense. $1 of it would come off, so that would leave me with $2.50, which would be 5 pages. $5, that means 4 of the dollars were on pages, and if each page is 50 cents, I would have had to have copied 8. And then this is only 2 additional pages, so this must be 10 because it's just another $1. And here, one of the dollars is to use the copier, so that means $10 is for pages. So that means I would have had 20 pages. So we just completed the table. Now we're going to worry about the graph. It says label the graph, your X and your Y axis. And it says to put a title on my graph. My title, I'm going to say, is the library copier. Now I need to decide on the intervals. So a lot of times they're going to give you a table like this. So it's the 2 variable quantities. So these are the 2 things that change. So we have the number of pages. Remember, this is always X in a table. This is Y. So then we have our total cost. So what they mean by lower bounds is what's the least number of pages that we could have? Well, I could have 0 pages. And the most that we have, if we look at our table, is 20 pages. And when I look at my graph, if I count these up, there's exactly 20 lines. So the interval means how much are we going to let each one of these lines represent. So each one should just be 1. So when I go up here, this is 0. Remember, we number the lines, so that'd be 1. This would be 2, 3, 4, 6. I just don't want to write every number because it gets too crunched. So I'm just going to write every other. And just like I said, we end up at 20 out here. Now, for the lower bounds for cost, it wouldn't cost me anything. My upper is 11. And again, there's 20 lines going up. I think I'm just going to go up by 50 cents here. So then that means I would be at $1 right here, $2, 3, 4, 7's right there. Here's 8, 9, 10, and so 11 would be just like 2 marks above. Okay, now they want me to graph the points. So 0 pages would cost me 0. one page is $1.50, and 2 pages was $2, and 5 pages was $3.50, 8 pages was $5, 10 pages was $6, and 20 pages was $11, which puts me here. So I need to decide if this graph is continuous or discrete. Remember that from earlier in the year. Continuous starts with a C, means we want to connect. Discrete starts with a D, it means we don't connect. So I'm looking to see if I can have parts of, let's put finish here, number of pages, and this is my total cost in dollars. So would it make sense that I could copy just part of a page? That does not make sense. So I'm going to leave this as discrete data. So this is the end of 8.1.